People say being comfortable kills growth, and honestly, it depends. In the art world, staying in your comfort zone can actually be very good for you, or it can quietly hold you back. Both points can have good arguments, but in this video, I will focus on one. That is, staying in your comfort zone can make you a better artist. But first, let's define what a comfort zone actually is. A comfort zone is your creative safe space. It's the subject matter, medium, or style where you feel most in control. The area where your decisions feel natural, where you understand your process, where the outcome is more predictable. And predictable doesn't mean stagnant. That's an important distinction. Some people confuse comfort with laziness, but they are not the same thing. Staying in your comfort zone doesn't mean you are not improving. It just means your improvement is happening in safe and familiar direction. You are refining what you already understand. Okay, so my first argument for why you should stay in your comfort zone is that it allows you to familiarize yourself with your creative process and build confidence. Every artist eventually develops their own way of creating. It doesn't happen overnight, it forms through repetition. The medium you choose, the brushes you reach for, the colors you naturally gravitate towards, and the way you simplify shapes to build up detail. All of these repeated decisions combine into your creative process. When you work inside your comfort zone, you are relying on that process almost every time you create. You are not reinventing your workflow. You are not second guessing every step. You know how you like to start a piece, you know how to block in the big shapes, you know how to move from big shapes to small, and you know how to bring your art to a clean finish. That familiarity reduces friction, and that creates confidence. Comfort in this sense isn't stagnation, it's a stable foundation you can build on. Take someone like Hayao Miyazaki, the creative force behind Studio Ghibli. When you're watching a Ghibli movie, you know you're watching a Ghibli movie. It's instantly recognizable, and that doesn't happen by accident. Miyazaki doesn't randomly reinvent his approach with every movie. He developed a creative process that works for him visually, emotionally, and structurally, and instead of abandoning it for every movie, he keeps returning to it. With every film, he repeats that process, and with every repetition, he refines it even further. As long as he stays in his comfort zone, the results are going to be predictable, and based on his previous movies, his chances of success are quite high. But if he were to step out of that comfort zone and change his process to something unfamiliar, then his chances of failures naturally increase. That brings me to my second point. Being in your comfort zone is better for your art style. Your art style is essentially a collection of your favorite comforts. It's a visual language that you have developed through repetition, and your creative process is what helps you develop and refine that language. Now, art style aren't defined by one or two things. There can be many things that make an art style look a certain way. It could be colors, it could be the shape design, or it could be the way you draw your faces. Take Xiuming Lee for example. A big part of his style comes from the way he creates lighting. He often uses cool bluish light and warm shadows against very dark backgrounds. That lighting setup appears again and again in his work. It's consistent, it's intentional, and it makes his paintings instantly recognizable. Now look at someone like the Lotus Bubble. Her art style is mostly defined by the way she draws her faces. If you were to scroll through her Instagram, you would see that almost every character she draws has the same facial structure. There's a term for it called same face syndrome, but whatever you wanna call it, this is her artistic language. This particular type of facial structure that she draws gives her art its unique identity. These two artists have found their artistic process, which helped them find their art style. And now, instead of hopping from one thing to another, they keep refining this one style, which helps them improve faster. My third argument is that being in a comfort zone results in fewer failures, and fewer failures means fewer frustrations. As an artist myself, I can tell you that failures are exhausting. You spend hours on a painting, and in the end, if it doesn't come out the way you were expecting it to, it can make you feel that you have wasted your time, which you haven't, because failures are important for progress, but you feel like you have. By staying in your comfort zone, you reduce that chance of failure. You are familiar with your process, your style, and your subject, which yields results that you are familiar with. It makes you feel like an artist. It makes you keep going. Whenever you make a successful painting, your brain gets a dopamine hit, which makes you want to paint even more. But if you get out of that comfort zone and try to tackle subjects that you are not familiar with, you are very likely to fail, which can trigger imposter syndrome, making you feel less capable than you actually are, which can be quite discouraging. And that is why staying in your comfort zone can actually be pretty good for you. And that's it for this video. See you in the next one.